Little recording. Yeah, here we are, C-Suite Network, Women's Coaching and Consulting Council, 170. Oh my gosh, really, really thrilling. And gosh, what does it take to get to 170 on anything? I'll just be candid. It's very easy for me to get to 170 in my weight, but it's not easy to get to 170. And there's no harm, no foul with that. It's not a big deal. But to get to 170, that takes something. And I couldn't do it. We couldn't do it without you. So thank you for being here, taking the time to come, be here, participate, and really lean into this whole idea about how do we maximize the new year effect, because it is real and I'm noticing it even more this year in 2025. So I promise you today, I've got some couple slides I want to go through, but I want to get us thinking about how we can leverage this new year effect, this starter effect, this new energy of the new year, not only for us, but also for our clients. Because I am committed, we're committed to becoming the category of one coach consultant. So everything that I do is to support you, me, us, we, all of us to raise to a higher level of success, of confidence, effectiveness, impact, income, all of these beautiful things. And so thank you. So that's my why here. So I would love to just share my screen and get talking, because this new year effect it is a real thing. It's a thing, ladies. Okay. And I'm Kathleen Caldwell, founder of C-Suite Networks, Women's Coaching and Consulting Council. I am so excited. This new year, I'm like all about milestones. I love this because I'm celebrating my 25th year of being a professional coach this year. And I'm so excited about that. You know, uh, I think some would say staying power has its benefits, and I would agree with that. Okay. So before we start, I think it's really important not to step over what's happening in the world. There's always things happening in the world. And so, we as coaches, consultants, trusted advisors, thought leaders, we bring the light to the world. And that's part of what we can do this year is even a bigger way, bring our light to the world. And so I'd love to just take a moment and send our positive energy, our light to the beautiful people in California dealing with everything they're dealing with. North Carolina is still dealing with the effects of a hurricane. Florida, we've got stuff all over the world that needs our light. Just say that. So let's just take a moment, send our positive energy, and we know it will make a positive difference. Yeah, thank you. Right. Yeah. And put in the chat, any sort of thoughts, prayers, kind wishes, anything that's on your heart and on your mind in the chat. Feel free to do that. Yeah, because we all know somebody who knows somebody who's been impacted by this. And sisters, just the great privilege to be with you in this moment. We get to be together on this beautiful, beautiful call together. What an absolute joy it is. So thank you for that. Thank you. Aho. Yeah. So, this new year effect. Oh my gosh. Here we are, the 9th of January. And, it, for how many of you, it just seems kind of like it's already been like a month or two. How many of us just went in like from the holidays? We had a couple weeks of maybe just a little bit more breathing space. Our clients were maybe things were a little more quiet and whatever. We got a little breathing space over the holidays. But here we are, we're right into it. And it sometimes doesn't even seem like, hey, we even really had a new year, the new year. Can you all relate to what I'm saying? Yeah, yes. So it's interesting because what I'm noticing is the media is already going into, hey, goals, resolutions, 50 things that you want to do. Get your list of things going for 2025, get them all listed. And that this is the biggest time of the year for people going to the gym. Okay, great. People, starting a journal and doing all kinds of things. Really great. But there's an opportunity for us to capitalize on that and really to support our clients and ourselves and our communities to be able to take that new year effect. And so I'm also curious, what are you seeing when it comes to this new year effect? What, maybe some words, energy, positivity, optimism, all these kinds of things. What are you seeing as well out there in the world with this new year effect? Sheila, welcome. So glad you're here.
Yeah, nice to be here. Sorry I was late, but it's always worth it.
That's okay. Thank you. We had a little dance party to Mariah earlier and Old Lang Syne. So yeah, yeah. What are you seeing with this fresh new year kind of optimism out in the world? Jump in, please.
I just spent 3 days
So I'm
with,
saying,
oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Wendy.
go ahead. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of high frequency changes with people and their energy just expounding in a new hope. I think people got to rest from such a chaotic 2024. And now they're seeing this new light, they're seeing a new vibration, they're seeing a new for 25. And I'm hearing a lot of people saying that 25 is going to be a year of growth and expansion for a lot of people. And I'm already experiencing it. I can't even tell you or express like what I'm experiencing lately. So that's what I'm saying.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Very, very nice. Thank you. Susan, how about you? What are you seeing? Because you've been on the ground now.
Yeah,
You
well,
know,
what's interesting is because for a group that I was with this week, a lot of them were people who had taken the 2 weeks of vacation. And so Monday, when we started with them, for a lot of them, it was truly a new year and a new way of coming back to work and having to both re-energize to be there and also to take into play, did I get the rest I thought I was going to get? What did it bring up for me about life at home? How am I reframing where I'm at and where I want to go? And because it's a group that I was in service to with a client of mine, it was beautiful to see how they were thrilled to see her back. They were thrilled for what she has helped them to accomplish in 2024 and where they could see the possibility of changes that were taking them to a new way of being in work, different from where they had been. And yet, those who were still in fear because they have been trampled on in the past, maybe, and their ability to take on this growth mindset and new possibilities is a little harder to engage with and to start to understand that we have to meet all of them where they're at. Some of them are
beautiful.
like, yay, let's go, and others are like, I still can't trust. How
Right.
do you make sure that uh, lack of trust in some doesn't bring down those who are ready to move forward? So lots to
Very
take
well
in that
said.
sort of a situation. Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very nice. Thank you, Susan. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And as a little side note, in our council, we, at our esteemed faculty, we want you all to be esteemed faculty and join us because next week we are very in tune with what's happening with the media. We're very in tune with what's going on in the world politically, and we don't take a political stance. But as coaches, consultants, trusted advisors, thought leaders, we got to be knowing what's out there in the world. So next week, we're going to be doing a program that's really geared towards executives and leaders in transition, especially with this new DOGE initiative, Department of Government Efficiency. A lot of federal employees, state and local employees are wondering, and through the supply chain, they're wondering what's next for them in their jobs. So Carol Kanemer and I are partnering together. We want you all to be there where we're directing this message to support you, get all of you coaches business to be the solution to these changes. Okay, so we're going to be doing more outward facing events sponsored by the Women's Coaching and Consulting Council, featuring you as esteemed faculty to be able to present. So I think this is very exciting because people are looking for mentors. Susan, they're looking for solutions, and those that aren't won't, but those that will. So thank you. Yeah. Christina, jump in. What are you noticing?
Uh, Definitely more receptivity to new ideas. So if I could give an example,
Yes,
so
I wanted our esteemed faculty to bring some ideas. You know, what are you seeing? Yes. Yeah.
yes. So for example, I run an AI mastermind, and I came up with a project for the group for kind of the rest of the year, where it's each of them does something around what AI means to them. And they just loved it. Like, this did not seem like extra work for them. No one was like, "Oh, I'm so busy." Everyone was like, "Wow, this feels like," they were just so open to an experiment or something new, something fresh. And I've been seeing a lot of motivation in that way in other groups that I've participated in or sat in and observed. Everyone's got that like new school year spirit, I guess. And even though it's January, but you know what I mean. So that's what I'm seeing. So if you've got anything that you've been sort of holding back on because you might think it's weird, or you might think it's like too out there or whatever, now is the time to just like put it out there, because people are just really hungry for new, fresh thinking and doing something different.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. So let's lean in. Sparkle fingers for Wendy, Susan, and Christina. I love it. Yes, that's really great. And don't you and don't we get to model the way for our clients? Is that now is the time to put down the accelerator and not do, I don't think do it in a way where we're burning out, but getting to this. I talk about this all the time in our Women's Success Accelerator, is getting to the rarefied air, getting to the place where it's like, oh my gosh, I just love what I'm doing, and I love the work that I'm doing, and it makes a difference. And it's very powerful, very attractive, because in 3 weeks we're talking about how to magnetize your ideal clients. Okay, got it. So thank you, Christina. Very nice. And don't people, and I have a couple slides to talk about this, is I believe, like you mentioned, Christina, and you, Susan, and you, Wendy, people want to be engaged. They want to be engaged in their life. They don't necessarily want to do an assignment because the teacher gave it to them, but they want to apply it to their life. You know, so Christina, obviously you connect with your council members, your mastermind, in a way that inspires them and calls them forward. So congratulations to you. And, you know, look at your new do and look at your new look in this 2025. You're leading the way. So cute. Really love it. Good. Okay, good. So um, this new year effect, it is a real thing. And, you know, an opportunity for people for improvement, goal setting. It's interesting how just a date, a turn of the calendar date, serves as a catalyst for people to change. And you know this because it's also linked to this fresh start effect. So use these ideas. I'm doing a lot of writing about this now, but utilize these ideas in, obviously, in the work you're doing. And I encourage you during our short time together is, hey, in my posts, in my webinars, in my events, Liz, we're going to be integrating all of this into your event on February 6th. We're also going to weave in, you know, some topics about love and Valentine's Day and all this kind of stuff too. But it's interesting how landmark dates like the new year, like people's birthdays, like even just a Monday, inspire people to get back to their priorities. Okay. And you know, as a whole, we see a spike in activities, in attendance, in whether it's a gym or whether it's events, but they're built around symbolic dates. So guess what the cool thing is you, as the leader of your movement, of your community, you get the great privilege to set a date anytime and create a new line in the sand, create a new mile marker. And so for people to feel that they get this new fresh start effect is a very powerful thing. So how can you use the new year effect, fresh start effect, which essentially can happen anytime? Because the thing that I think people are out there now, the reality is that They've set the long list of goals or the long list of resolutions. Maybe you've seen this, maybe you've created this. I know I have. Oh gosh, 50 things that are resolutions for me. And it kind of continues year to year to year to year. Okay, fine. But you, as their guide, their mentor, their trusted advisor, get to create a new fierceness with your clients. Okay, a new fierceness. And without you, without the work you're doing, without the stand you are for your clients, because coaches and consultants, we're not necessarily standing for their goals. We're standing for them to achieve their goals and realize their goals and to have the life that they want, the work they want, the career they want, the health, the vitality, the communication, the love, whatever it is, to have the thing that they want that's a result of the goals. And, that's what we stand for. So we don't necessarily stand for the long list. It's, of course, helping them, achieve those things. Okay. And become that fierce person. And, without you, this is how they're probably going to experience life is like, oh my gosh, too much, right? Can you relate? Overwhelm. All right. So you get to be the solution again, again. And so, are you aware that tomorrow is called Quitter's Day? All right, Quitter's Day. Yes, always this. And I don't honestly know who came up with this. I wish that I had, but I would. What we're going to do is we're going to have Monday, January 13th, be Recommitment Day. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to sponsor that in our council. We're going to have Recommitment Day that, Quitter's Day, second day, and Friday, 80% of people who make those resolutions have stopped by the second week of January. Very sad. Okay. And, thank you to Strava for this quote here. But it doesn't have to be that way. All right. Because the toll it takes on people when they have big aspirations and yet they quit and they quit on themselves. Okay. And it just doesn't have to be that way with you and your support. And there's the long list. We're not going to get into all the details, but there are tons of studies about goal setting, setting resolutions, all of these kinds of things. You can just do a ton of research about this because there's science behind it. And there's a neuroscience of this goal setting New Year effect. And then, it taps right into our prefrontal cortex, our executive part of our brain, which is really knows that what's best for us, our executive thinking part of us. So we as a coach consultant get to go in and really talk to the part of them, coach the part of them that wants these things, that knows this healthier life, healthier career, healthier business is what's best for them. Okay. And to give them a pathway into what's next. Okay. And when you can tap right into this part of the person, and even like a little side note, oftentimes I have my clients even tap on this, even gently, lovingly tap on this, and also tap on their heart. So how about this? Let's do a little experiment here. How about if you think about something that you really, really want? Maybe it's a goal for this year, or it's a resolution, or you resolve to do something or stop do something. Think about that in your mind for a moment. And I know no one is driving, operating heavy machinery right now, right? Okay. Yeah. So just tap on your, between your eyebrows here. And if you'd like to, you can even tap on your heart center. Gently tap. And think about that one thing that you'd like. And just feeling calm about it. Trusting in yourself. Trusting in the resources that are there for you. And knowing that all is well. Okay. Good. Wow. And look at how beautiful you ladies look. Yeah, thank you. You can do that at any time. How do you feel now? Because you certainly look divine. Yeah. Yeah. Look at this. Yeah. 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 So engaging the whole of your client, engaging the whole of yourself. Maybe, and this is a thing that I do before I jump on every call, is I have to calm myself down. I'm like get so excited, and I have to ground myself. And so, just kind of calming myself, taking breaths in, centering myself. So for each of you, what's your pre-call process, right? Yeah. If there's like one thing to take away from today, you getting clear about that, because your ability to be grounded, centered, and to be really calm and certain is going to translate over to your clients, right? Yeah. Yeah. Very powerful. Mhm. And it's extremely attractive, ladies. It's like you get to be Mama Earth, just like I am here. Come on, let's go, right? What's coming up for you, ladies? I can see all kinds of stuff bubbling up. What's coming up? Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to us.
So, what's coming up for me is taking ownership of my maternal nature and what that looks like for me. And I wrote an article about it in the She Talks magazine. If anybody wants that link, I can send it to you. But, for me, it was when I grew up, the way I grew up, uh, associating the maternal energy with having kids, but never wanting to have kids, so not feeling maternal. And seeing that there's a number of ways to feel maternal, and expressing that and sharing that with the world, and hopefully inspiring other women to find a different nature or their own perspective on what maternal energy looks like and feels like.
Beautiful. Wendy, thank you. We're sparkling for you. Yeah. 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 Liz, that's resonating with you, isn't it? I can see.
Yeah,
We can see. Yeah.
yeah, it definitely is. And it's so funny, right before the new year started, I started doing videos on my personal Facebook page, and just videos about me self-reflecting. I was getting to the new year and just accepting me, flaws and alls, and letting go. But what happened was so many people started commenting and inboxing me because I said it's okay to not be okay. So I said one of the things I'm not going to do in 2025 is I don't want to be Superwoman. I don't want to do that anymore. And my personality type is I carry a lot. Like I'll carry your stuff, her stuff, his stuff, their stuff. I'll carry everybody's stuff. And what I said was that if I drop something, it's okay. I'm not gonna hold myself to a standard. So although I'm striving for perfection, I won't be bound by it. So really just allowing myself to just be okay with my flaws. And I think one of them I ended it with, so I'm gonna accept my big old nose because it's mine. And I'm gonna keep it moving. But the comments I started getting, like, yeah, I don't want to carry this because it's a weight to try to be bound to perfection. So you know what? If I drop something, it's okay. And I talked about how I tried to dot my I's and cross my T's, but I've dotted some T's and crossed some I's. But it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, love that, Liz. Yeah, yeah. And it's just we always talk about it's just imperfectly perfect, right? Everything we're doing. So yeah, love that. Love that. Great, great, great.
I think
Yeah.
that's such an important lesson to not be so perfect, right? Because it's not relatable at all, especially on social media or in front of your clients, right? There's that relatability. They want somebody that they can relate to, right? We've all gone through our struggles. We're not all right, we're not perfect. And I think that's so much more relatable to for me as a client of a coach and for me as a coach, right? Both ways. So I mean, for my personal branding clients, I always, always, always talk to them. Right? You cannot look perfect on social media, right? We want to see your vulnerabilities because that just humanizes you more and it makes you just, right? It just that empathy that people have for you is just so right? It's attractive, right? It's magnetic for them because that's who they want to work with is people that are relatable and not, you know. the rock star, movie star personality, right? I mean, they want somebody that's gone through the trenches, like we all have, right? We've all gone through the trenches, and that's why we have that desire to help them. So thank you, Liz. That was beautiful.
Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Wendy. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. There's no better person that you can be and that I can be, we can be is ourself, right? Ourself. And isn't that enough, right? And we're growing. We're such a great model for our clients and our communities in the world because look at this, you're here, okay? And I know that we're speaking to the transformed. You all are doing your work. I know that. And I think that being more related to people is part of this new year effect is maybe a takeaway also is how can we reach out to someone else today when we get off the call, just like just get in conversation with someone that we haven't talked to in a while. Hey, just checking in with you, how's everything going, and yeah, just relating, right? Yeah, relating. Yeah, beautiful. And I will also say there's something fantastic about having a great necklace, thank you, Sheila, and great lipstick, thank you, Sheila, and a great compact. Thank you, Sheila. A great lipstick never hurts, right? Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you beautifully. So thank you.
Thank you. Yes. And highlights, of course, Christina, right? Not to keep pointing this out, but I'm having a little
I'm drooling,
highlight envy.
Christina. It's beautiful. My heart is singing.
If we can be inspired by each other in a little bit of beauty duty, that's okay, right? Yeah. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. So thank you. Thank you. And, thinking about, again, ourselves and our clients is, there's neuroscience about it. And also you can do a ton of research on this. It's this motivational psychology. I mean, it is pretty darn impressive that, you know, just even the idea of you guiding people to take steps towards what they aspire to something that's a higher plane for them. We're working up the Maslow hierarchy of needs, which is such a tried and true model. But you being the guide, the mentor, the coach, the cheerleader, the strategist, the counselor, the listening, compassionate ear. Now more than ever, people need that in their life. They can't really depend solely on their partners, their spouses, their family members. In the workplace, that it's extremely can be a little touchy. Most people will not go to their direct manager or their leadership team or their coworkers and share what's on their heart. It's a little too risky for many people. Whether that's true or not, they get to make the decision, but you have this sacred relationship with people. You know this, right? You have a sacred relationship with your clients and your communities to listen to what's their highest aspirations for this new year. So another takeaway from our time together is get out there and really I'm going to be doing it this afternoon is how can we start having more conversations with people to talk about what's on their heart, what's on their mind, what do they want for this new year. Okay, so the other opportunity that I want to share, of course, we know this in our very short remaining time, is for us as their trusted advisors to help them clear what's in the way. Okay, this is not just about aspirational thinking, it's also to get very tactical with people about what's in the way. And why New Year's resolutions do not work in goals is that generally, there's a high level of motivation in the beginning. Oh, I'm going to do this, but yet there's not a plan. Okay. Or people have unrealistic expectations. They're going to get that job promotion this Friday, but yet they don't have a plan on how they're going to do that. They don't have the systems set up, the structure set up. They don't have the relationships internally, and they need to get their advocates. They need to have a career plan, or they want to start a new business, but yet they don't have a plan. And so having a lack of support, guidance, mentorship, and also thinking about Do your clients and do you even have your big why? Why do you want to do this? Why do you really, 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 really want to do this? And in our Women's Success Accelerator, our more intensive program that I'd love to talk with you about is, we even go deeper. We go so many levels deep, sometimes 7 levels deep, to really get at the heart of why this thing you want to do, be, have, become is important to you. So do the same with your clients. Really get deep and real with your clients. Okay. And so thinking about what is it that your clients need for success? Do they need to be up leveled? Thinking about their mindset, their capabilities, training, education, mentorship, their accountability. This is an important thing, is adding in more accountability, but accountability that works for them. Okay. Your kind of accountability, the way that hold yourself accountable or other clients, may not work for them. So engaging in a conversation about what works for you. And I've recently had this conversation with some new clients to say, hey, tell me about when you want to go away. Tell me what's going to take you out of this program. I need to know that. Let's get real now. Let's get heavy, deep, and real to say, what's the kind of support that you need and how can I best support you? And how will I know when you want to use in the client said, I just will want to run away and hide. And I will say, okay, I got that. I really got that. I understand that. Tell me how that looks. How will that show up for you? And then how do you want me to support you when that happens? In a very compassionate, loving, kind way, but yet rigorous, right? So they then will have told me this is what's going to happen, and I need to be alert to that, right? How many of you have had that kind of real conversation with new clients yet even this year, right? Because stuff's going to take people out this year, as they do anytime, right? Okay. And so thinking about that and knowing that, as we complete here, everything that you want and your client wants is possible. It's just absolutely possible with a powerful vision, a strategy, support, and of course, community. All right. So you, as their guide, their mentor, their leader, their whatever you call yourself, either strategist, their their trusted advisor, whatever your titles are, is giving them the things that they want to be successful. And of course, this is in a corporate environment, whether you're a corporate coach, consultant, whether it's an association, organization, one-on-one, in groups, wherever it is. All right. And so some strategies to take away from our time together. Some things that I've been thinking about that I want to convey to you is things like, hey, think about having your messaging and the timing of the things you're doing connect with like a fresh start. Okay. Think about always like everything that you're doing, can it be aligned with holidays or mile markers or like Q1? I think to say the the new year effect is really powerful, but the new year day effect may not right now be so powerful. Okay. So aligning people with what are their Q1 or their January goals. Where do they want to be in a year, kind of thing. Build more accountability and gamification into your programs. Okay. How can you make things fun for your clients? Set up milestones and challenges, things that will keep them engaged. Okay. And we mentioned this earlier. I also believe support the whole of your client's success, supporting them as a human being, right? Because a human being is not their goals. They can be the result of their goals, but supporting the whole of them. And of course, we know this, guiding and mentoring and coaching clients to set small and achievable goals so they start to feel some success. And guess what, ladies? They'll stay with you longer when they're getting great results. Okay. Just makes complete sense, doesn't it? Yeah. This is going to help your retention as well. All right. In our council, all of this is to support you being the category of one, coach, consultant, and we are committed to you having lots of cash, freedom, and success. Okay. And of course, a lot of fun too. All right. So, with that, our time together, I want to also check back in with you. What are your takeaways? What are your thoughts? What will you do today as a result of our time together? Okay. Let's not wait for the opportunity like next week or next month or whatever. No, what can you do today as a result of our call? And what can you do? And then what will you do? So I'm going to come back to you to think about that. And in just a moment, we're always, today is our 170th, 170 interactive gathering. Very proud of that. Thank you to each of you. Next, I'm doing a lot of things for lead gen for you as esteemed faculty members. And we want you to join an official esteemed faculty member because this Saturday, I am doing an event for executive women. This is a second event that I've done to generate opportunities for executive women to hire you as a coach consultant. So we're going to have a coach consultant referral program. Hello, where we're going to have all of you listed on our site with C-Suite Network, and you're going to be esteemed faculty that have been vetted, and we know that you're the best of the best. We're going to recommend you. And then our executive clients, whether they're in corporations or associations, wherever they are, or one-on-one, can look at your profile as esteemed faculty and say, oh, I like her. I want to download her free ebook, or I want to set up a call with her. Okay. So we are doing more lead gen for you. And this Saturday is part of my lead gen for you. And then next Thursday, because we're every Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern, and we keep it to under an hour, ladies. Carol is talking about how to get more leverage in your career, particularly with this new administration coming in. And so it's going to be a great, great, great program. We're directing this not only to you as coaches, but also more, this is directed, the messaging is to people in the workplace who need to make changes and want to make changes. Okay. And then following that, magnetic client attraction, things that you may not have heard, new things for 2025 about how to attract your ideal clients. Okay. So with that, thank you. Come join us. We want to promote you, showcase and highlight you, give you a platform to rise and shine. Schedule your time with me. I'm in Calendly, and just book a 30-minute call with me. Let's talk about you, your business, what's next. And very soon we're going to have a direct link to our site where you can join automatically. Okay. And, if you're on this call, you're either esteemed faculty already or you've been vetted. We know who you are, and we want you to formally join us. Okay. So what's your biggest takeaway from our time together? And we want to get around the room really quickly. So give it to us short, succinct, bottom line, like Zoom. What's your biggest takeaway from our time together? What will you do? What do you like? What's inspiring to you?
So my biggest takeaway is I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, and everything comes down to relationships, right? Relationship with money, relationship with clients, relationship, right? And so that's what I focus on, and yeah, that's my biggest takeaway. I'm gonna continue to work on that.
Thank you, Wendy. Sparkling for you. Yes, excellent. Yes. Thank you. Who is up next? Yeah. And we know you're all operating at a high level. We know this. We're like up here in the rarefied air, but we're going a little higher. Yeah. Thank you.
I'll go with accountability and helping people to take accountability of their own actions and understanding that how they perceive it maybe yes, if I could talk, maybe different than how they intended it, and that they have to own that as an ability they have to develop how to receive that from a different perspective at times. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Yes. Thank you, Susan. Boy, and doesn't it build their own strength, right? It builds their own strength to be self-reliant and to work with you to set even higher goals and aspirations, right? You get to be the guide and the mentor, taking them to even higher levels. Really exciting. Thank you, Susan. You're the one, girl. You're the one. They're waiting for you. Yeah. Thank you. Christina, Liz, jump in.
So I would say my takeaway is showing people now a bigger vision for themselves for the rest of the year.
That's good.
Thank you, Christina. You got it, girl. That's right. And the world definitely needs you and what you're doing for that, no doubt. Yeah, you are specially gifted, like each of us. We've been called, right? We've got this thing that we got to do. So yeah, love that. Love that. Sparkling for you. Great. Liz, take us home, dear.
Sure, absolutely. My biggest takeaway was how you can go from December 31st to January 1st. And just that time frame can invoke so much change. So the effect of a new year, you can flip the script.
Right on. Oh, awesome. Very nice. Thank you, Liz. What a profound takeaway. That's really great. Good. Well, ladies, thank you. Have a beautiful day. Let's go make it happen today. Okay. Lots of love to you. Bring a friend next time. We'd love to have more ladies join us. Okay. All right. Bye for now. We'll see you very soon. Have a great day. Let's maximize those new year opportunities. Okay. Bye bye. Thank you. Take yourself off mute. You can just jump right in. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.